What's up, everybody, and welcome to Weekday Wagers, where if you're not watching the show, you're already behind. We have Mark here with us today as we kind of dive into what's happening, and a lot of it will be Major League Baseball because that's what's on today. That's pretty much it. They have the full day of Major League Baseball, but that's okay. We have a lot that we want to get into. But if you're not watching the show on a regular basis, shame, shame, shame. But join us each and every Monday through Friday. We have a show live at 2 p.m. Eastern. Monday through Thursday, we call it the Weekday Wagers, where it's a 15-minute show. We get you in, get you out, discuss some, the trends and the topics of the day, as well as give you two plays, and then a daily dinger as we send you on your way. But then on Weekend Wagers, we spice it up a little bit longer of a show. We always take the shoot your shot segment, or a chance to get in the saloon at plus 1,000 play or plays, such as a parlay of 4 or less plays together. But we also have our 12-pack of plays. Sometimes Robbie likes to throw an extra one in there for a baker's dozen. And then everybody's now favorite, the split decision. It is taking over Weekend Wagers for sure. But let's not waste any more time because Mark is here, and he's trying to talk more Major League Baseball. Mark, how are you? But, sir, what is the word today?
The word is mind-blowing. And I'll tell you what, I am so stunned by the results year over year. Last year at this time, we were living in a nerfy paradise. Money was coming in. It was easy pickings. This year, a little tougher row, and I got the numbers to show people why that is.
All right, well, let's look at them right here as we dive into these. And one, you made an exceptional graphic as always. But if we look at this, explain to the people what we're looking at, because we're looking all the way from May 31st, with just 870 games played so far. So what are we looking at here on the screen?
Roughly, so we're at 18% of the season. So this is still very, very early. We still have a lot of baseball left. But I just kind of wanted to give people an idea of where we stood this year versus where we were at last year. So on this graphic, what you're looking at is the 2025 NERFI rate, which is right at 50.57, basically a coin flip. Last year at this time, it was at 60.7%. So a 10% difference. But when you break it down even further, and this is where the real split starts to happen, you see that during the day, NERFI this year is down below 50%.
Wow.
Trending at 47%. Last year it was at 54. Night games barely above 50%. Last year was at 67%. It was, when I say it was paradise, it was great. And that's been the challenge this year. And it's even, the model has struggled a little, in full disclosure. It rates each and every game as long as we have pitcher data for the first inning, but it rates every single game and gives it basically what they call suppression score. That suppression score has been pretty good at identifying a lot of the YRFIs, the yes run first innings, and has been real about break even on the no run first innings.
Yeah, well, those are some eye-opening numbers for sure. And it might explain why, you might have missed, or, you've been hitting if you've been playing the YRFIs.
Yeah.
But let's look at these teams. Honestly, the run line plays, your fade teams. What are you looking at on the right side of the screen? Because those are the NERFIs and YRFIs, but what are we looking on the right side?
So a little background on this. I was lucky enough to sit in on our good, very dear friend of ours, Amag's Twitter space, where he was talking about baseball over the weekend. And one of the things that came up in that discussion was good teams to either fade or back on the run line. And we all know the Rockies are horrible. They're a horrible, horrible team. I get it. But guess what? Baltimore is worse than the Rockies when Baltimore is playing at home. And so, a lot of people say, well, what are they against the spread? And you can't really look at it just holistically. You have to break it down and look at the splits. Because with the splits, you see that Baltimore is one of the worst. They are the worst team against the spread on the road. In fact, we just cashed a ticket on another horrible team, the White Sox, yesterday. A play that we had on the site was to back the White Sox on the run line, and it cashed. That's how bad Baltimore is.
Wow. All right. Well, so go ahead and take advantage of that. The other thing is, you have this up on justicestatsports.com today?
Yeah, I can post this up. Absolutely.
Perfect. All right, look, we're going to go ahead and make sure this is posted up so everybody can see it. So if you're missing this, you want to better have it blown up for you, full size screen. That might be better for some people that might want to see the whole thing. And so we're going to go ahead and change to that. But yes, thank you for that. This is the type of content you're going to get when you have a more of a deeper dive into justthatsports.com. So go ahead and use the code BTT30 if you want to get 30 free days. But you have to keep it between us. Coach is going to pay. Okay. So use the code, coach will pay for it, and we won't tell him where his money's being paid. All right. So something else that kind of happened or finished up that's happening this upcoming weekend is the UFL. So Mark, I am 2-0. I think you're now 4 or 5-0, whatever you might be on the UFL. So we haven't lost a UFL pick. So I would assume let's do some. There's this might be for Micah desk that I'm knocking up. But we have UFL that is the playoffs that are starting this Sunday, where there's a game that's going to be at 3 p.m. Eastern and a game at 6 p.m. Eastern. We have the Michigan Panthers, who are 6-4, taking on the Birmingham Stallions at 7-3. Birmingham is a 1.5 point favorite. Do you like anything about this game? Anything in general that you're seeing, or any players, anything to target, or anything at all in the UFL?
This is the one game that you circle and you're like, damn it, why are these two facing off right now?
Okay.
This is the championship game for the UFL. No question.
Really?
These two teams have absolutely dominated, especially the latter part of the season, the regular season in the UFL. I give Birmingham the slightest edge, and I actually would favor the under in this spot.
Okay. All right. Well, make sure you, we do a lot of digging into it. I haven't looked at it in too much in depth. So I'm going to pull the curtain back a little bit, but it is very intriguing, this game. All right. So the game that you don't like as much, it is the St. Louis Battlehawks, which we do have friends on the sideline. They are 6-4 on the season, and the DC Defenders, who are a boisterous 8-2. But I say 8-2 for the DC Defenders, and they're playing at home. Yet St. Louis is favored by 3.5. What does this make sense?
Because the Defenders are getting a lot of credit for what they did early on in the season versus what they've done recently. And I like the Battlehawks here. I think St. Louis is poised to take this game from the Defenders. And unfortunately, I don't see them winning the championship this year. I think that shout out Coach Phil. We love you. Good luck. But yeah, I like St. Louis to win this game, and that's their season.
Okay. Well, I'm curious if you know this or not. Do you know where the UFL championship game is being held at? Like what city or stadium?
No, not off the top of my head. I forgot.
St. Louis, which is interesting because the Battlehawks are there. So if they were to win, they would be playing on, they were
their home stadium,
team, but they're playing in their home stadium, which is kind of cool. I know it's the UFL and not a lot of people care that much about it, but it is coming up in the playoffs. There's 4 teams left. 4 teams make the playoffs. And so the 4 teams are the Panthers, Michigan Panthers, going against the Birmingham Stallions. Birmingham Stallions, I believe, have won the last 3. So 3 in a row, I believe. Yeah. Okay. And then the St. Louis Battlehawks, they're playing at the DC Defenders. And for some reason, the Battlehawks, who are the favorite here, even though they're not as good record-wise as the DC Defenders, they are the favorite team. And that's where the UFL championship is being held in St. Louis. So interesting. Yeah.
And people need to know, these guys are trying to get into the NFL. The UFL is not the end-all be-all for them. They want to advance and really make a shot and have a shot to get up to the NFL. It's some great football, especially at this time of the year where it's a little bit slower. A lot of fun to watch.
All right. Well, we'll go ahead and get into more of that as soon as we get to our plays. I do have one question. 45R5K. That's a tongue twister. No Coach and Bro today. I believe I was told 5 p.m. Eastern. Robbie Hockey in the chat says 4 p.m. Eastern. I think it's 5 p.m. Eastern, if I'm not mistaken. So 45R49423 That is, I think, 5 o'clock p.m. Eastern. So
sounds like you're talking to the robot.
RTD2. All right. Well,
Check the stadium listings.
Okay. Yep. Go check it out today. All right. Let's go ahead and get to the plays. Your play is up first. Let's go, sir.
Speaking of the horrible Rockies, look, they're in Miami today. There is just no easy way to play the Rockies against a team like Miami. I'm not certainly paying the money line juice, and I'm certainly don't trust Miami enough on the run line here. What we have been doing the last few days is putting together a little same game parlay where I'm going to put Miami on the money line. I'm going to pair that with the Miami team total over 3.5. We're not laying the minus 200 on the Marlins. That's a trap. I already told you I don't trust Miami enough to cover the run line. Herman Marquez, I almost said German for you, is starting for Colorado. His numbers are brutal. A 7.13 ERA, a 1.64 whip. Batters are tagging him consistently. And Miami's sending out Max Meyer, who has kind of held steady with a fairly inflated 4.5 ERA. They have the better bullpen. I like Miami to win on the money line. And with both pitchers being as easy to score against, I love the over to hit here. Put them both together for minus 110.
All right, so let me make sense of this for all the ding-dongs out there who need betting for dummies like me. All you need is Miami Marlins to win and score 4 points or more. That's it. Very simple. Score 4 or more points, and then they win the game. Easy money at minus 110. I like it because I would assume they're going to score 4 if they win.
Right, and I just, for those who are looking for the absolute basics, DG speaking in basketball terms, this is a baseball play. They don't score 4 points, they score 4 runs.
Sorry, I'm stuck in the basketball world. Yes, so four runs. Listen, and I play baseball. Don't tell anybody. But my wall at home says I did. So Chuck, who's going against you, he's saying he's going on the under here. All right, Chuck, we don't need your mouth today.
That's the total. That's the total. I am playing a team total over 3.5. All
right. Well, he is always making sure he's putting his chest out a little bit. This is the model versus the man. It's all right. I'm okay. I'm okay bagging Big Chuck. I'll also look at that model too, because the JTS model has always done me right. All right, we're going to keep on winning as Mike Pendleton, who is part of Coaching Company, is here as well as Robbie Hockey in the chat. Let's go ahead and go to my play here. And this one's easy. I'm not going to say what you said prior to the show starting about this play, but we discussed it very briefly, and you said something that I don't want to repeat because I'm not going to jinx it. But Shohei Ohtani, 1+ walk at minus 105. This game very easily could be the Dodgers come up and Paul Blackburn somehow walks Shohei Ohtani just to start the game because he's so worried about Shohei. I just think Shohei Ohtani going against a guy who's making his debut for the season this year could be a little jittery coming out and doesn't want to give up a quick home run to Shohei, who has shown that he can do that to start games. And so because of that, we want to make sure that Shohei doesn't do anything to hurt us and ends up losing him on the bases. So put a little quarter in the carousel for Ohtani here at 1+ walk at minus 105. Do you like this, good sir?
I love this spot. I think Blackburn is in a horrible position here. He was, I want to say, decent average in his AAA rehab to get to this point. I think that the Mets are doing him a disservice by throwing him against the toughest lineup that there is in baseball. They could have waited 3 days to give him his first start. I don't know that they should have rushed him into this spot. I love him to be a little nervous with Ohtani, who there is some history there that we'll get to in just a minute.
Well, I hope that Paul gets burned by Shohei tonight. All right, let's go ahead to everybody's favorite, the Dinger. Daily Dinger here, right here. I know you have 4 guys on here. Everybody now knows that if they have a pitcher on the screen, that means they have actually hit a home run off of the opponent or the pitcher that they're facing. I'm going to let you go first because I feel confident today in all 5, so I can go either direction that you'd like. So where are you going to start off with?
Well, let me be absolutely full transparency. I am all over the Shohei Ohtani hitting a home run. He's got He's got the history. The wind is blowing out, by the way, at 15 miles an hour at Dodger Stadium. High humidity, warm temps. That ball is going to fly. And if there's, yeah, I'm playing Ohtani. But my pick for the show is Brian Buxton in Minnesota. This is a smash spot for me tonight. He leads the Twins with 10 home runs. He's stepping in against Luis Severino, a guy he's faced 4 times. He's gotten 1 hit off Severino. Oh, yeah, the 1 hit, a 127 mile per hour exit velocity home run to straight dead center. Add in 15 mile an hour winds blowing straight out in Oakland or Sacramento tonight since they're homeless. So apparently there's lots of wind going on in California blowing inshore. I love this spot. Buxton's going deep.
Hey, I have a question for you, sir. I'm just reading this graphic, and Brian Buxton does not play in the major leagues. I didn't know if you had somebody else you want to pivot to because Brian Buxton does not play.
What are you talking about?
His name is Byron Buxton.
Byron,
baby.
All right, my fat fingers misspelled it. Byron.
I love it. I love pointing out anytime I can take a shot at Mark, I choose to. But there is no Brian. It is Byron Buxton. But yes, plus 340. Your boy, Robbie Hockey, does like Buxton as well. But guess what? You might have a Robbie, but give me a Chuck. Big Chuck gives me this pick. And this is who I'm going with. I told you I like all 5. I'm going to go with the best odds here. Rafael Devers. The wind is blowing out. He's had 7 at-bats against this pitcher. 3 hits, 2 singles, and a bomb. So why not go with Devers, who all he has to do is get turned on the pitch, sail it over the green monster. I love Rafael Devers at plus 475. So this is no Raffaele. This is Raphael. This is no Brian. This is Byron. We're going Byron and Raphael today, both to go for the dinger. All right, closing thoughts, sir, as everybody is making fun of you, and I love it.
Yeah, it's right on brand for me anyway, so I don't mind. It's Brian.
Old Brian. All right, well.
I love it. Hey, yeah, I'm just excited. We got a handful of baseball games. I saw that too, a little synergy with Robbie, and that's
bad synergy.
The only bad thing is if he was on Ohtani tonight as well. That would scare me to death, and I'd be like, oh, shoot.
Well, he says that it doesn't work for us. Like, because when I play Ohtani, he doesn't do anything. When you play him, he doesn't. But when Robbie does, magically delicious. Like, he is that guy who goes long. So we'll see.
So, I can't wait to watch.
Well, I have now Mike and I have Charles on my side of going deep tonight with Devers.
Okay. Is there a bigger homer than Mike Pendleton right now with anything from Boston?
You will not disparage my friend, especially when he's on my side. When he's not on my side, say whatever you want. But he's on my side, you will not talk about it.
No, it did. I told him to change his background. That's all that green makes me seasick.
True. All right. Well, that's all we have here at Weekday Wagers. We try to be a little bit faster. I am not in my home doing the show as normal. So we're a little on the road today trying to get some stuff done, trying to do a little bit of work on the side. So, but that's all we have. It has been a fun show. We'll continue this tomorrow. I know you are in the driver's seat tomorrow as you welcome back in Robbie, who is on vacation. So I assume we're going to have some vacation stories because there's always some kind of vacation story. Thankfully, if you saw Weekend Wagers, he did not get eaten by a bear because he is here, even though he was trying to tease the bear with his guns that he was showing off during that video.
Wearing a shirt that looked like he got attacked by a bear.
True. All right, well, that's all we got. We'll see everybody tomorrow right here at Weekday Wagers.